Here today with Jerry Prieto of the Crosby Cougars. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm good. I'm doing well. How you doing?
I am doing great. One of the things I'm trying to do with these interviews is kind of illustrate the way a coach's career develops, how much they move around, how they wound up where they were wound up. So, if you don't mind, take us through your coaching career.
No problem. When I graduated from Sam Houston State, I started off my coaching career in Columbus, Texas. And that was a great experience. I coached varsity defensive line. I coached, I was assistant powerlifting, assistant girls track. At that level, we were doing everything. We were striping the fields and we're painting doing a whole bunch of work. And so, it wasn't just coaching. It was pretty eye-opening. It's some things that even I still do today. I stripe our practice fields here in Crosby. And so that was a really, really good experience just to coming out of college. Brent Mashek gave me my first job. It was his first year at Columbus. And I had some family there. And so that was a great experience. And I had a lot of responsibility right out of college. From there, I went back to I only coached there 1 year, and then I went back to my alma mater, Cy Springs. And I was a freshman coach for my first year. And then I moved up the next year to assistant offensive line coach. And just throughout the years there, I coached there for 6 years and had moved my way up to co-offensive coordinator at one point, head offensive line coach. And then we had a coaching change. I interviewed for the job, didn't get it. And so I went and Dave Raffield hired me at A&M Consolidated. And I was the head offensive line coach there. And, what a great experience. And, Coach Raffield's still one of my mentors today. And I was there with him for only about 9 months, honestly. And then Cody Semper called. We had always talked about getting together and, me being his offensive coordinator and everything like that. It just didn't work out the first couple of years when he was at Ray as the head football coach. And, he called me up and it ended up working out, and A&M Consolidated let me out of my contract in April, and I went up there for spring ball, and we coached at Ray for 2 years. And then the opportunity came for us to move over to Veterans Memorial in Corpus Christi and open up that school. And so we opened up that school, and I was there for 4 years, and 4 great years there. Man, unbelievable school, unbelievable support from the staff and the admin, the community, and we did pretty well there our last few years, and that kind of led me to getting this Crosby job. And this is my 3rd year as the AD head football coach here in Crosby.
Now, you specifically mentioned one of your mentors as Raffield, and as you take those coordinator roles and as you take the head coaching roles and the AD roles, you become more and more of a mentor to the people that report to you and to the other people that you interact with. Walk us through a little bit about your role in mentoring your coaches.
Yes, sir. I think that's a huge role in the role I'm in right now is growing coaches as well as growing kids. I wouldn't be here if I didn't have put me under their wing and gave me abilities to prepare me for this job. And I try to do the same thing with our coordinators, with our coaches, and with our young coaches. And, sometimes young coaches come in just in general and, just like they want to be a coordinator right away, or they want to be a varsity coach right away, or they want to be a head coach right away. In this profession, especially in Texas, there's certain steps that you need to take along the way. There's certain things that you need to do along the way to get to those positions. And part of my job is helping those guys understand kind of the grind it takes to get to those positions. Nothing's going to be handed to you in this profession, especially in this state. I was taught that by some guys in my career and try to pass that along as well, others that I'm coaching.
And to a large extent, it's about developing relationships. You mentioned, the relationship you had where they wanted you to to be their offensive coordinator. It didn't work out then, but it worked out later. You can be coaching side by side with a coach into building that relationship that's going to be a major step for you in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you're always on a job interview, you know, no matter where you're at, no matter what you're doing, you know, walking around at coaching school, you're on a job interview and you're building those relationships and that network. And I think, you know, one of the biggest things is, you know, wherever you're at, you know, give everything you have to the job that you're at currently in that moment. You know, do the best job that you can be, you know, whatever the job is that you're given, you know, if it's a freshman B team offensive play caller or something, do the best job that you can as that freshman B team offensive play caller, build relationships with those kids, you know, let the coaches on staff and your boss see just the dedication that you have and the passion that you have for your sport. Because hopefully if you're at a good place around some good people, those guys are going to go off and they're going to get jobs one day. And that's kind of how it happened with me and Coach Semper. And we're really good friends to this day. I call them all the time still. And so hopefully, you know, I'm building those with some of the guys on our staff as well.
Now, you mentioned Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial and then coming over to Crosby. You're on quite a 5-year run here as far as playoff performance. A couple of deep runs there at Veterans Memorial. Playoffs, not a deep run, but then 2 deep runs in there at Crosby. Just talk a little bit about what that means to you personally, the success you've been able to have.
Yeah, I think you know, one is just a testament a lot to a lot of the people I've been around and the communities I've been a part of, especially these last 5 years. But it does hold true a little bit to some of the core concepts and core beliefs that I have in running a program, building a program. I guess it could kind of give a little validity to some of the things that we're doing to build relationships with kids, to build our program, to build in discipline and toughness. And so, you know, it's been great to be a part of these 2 communities, especially these last 2, and not that the ones that I've been at before didn't. But, you know, just the last couple of years, it's been great just to see the community support and see everybody come together and really work towards one goal.
All right. So now you're in the midst of spring practice. And so how's spring practice going? What do you think you're going to look like for the fall?
Yeah, spring practice has been going pretty well. You know, we returned 7 starters on offense, 3, kind of 4 on defense. But we've had a lot of young kids step up and really kind of take control of some different position battles that we were looking forward to seeing in the spring. And, you know, there's still some areas of growth, a lot of areas of growth that we need to get a lot better at pretty quickly before the season starts. But our kids have been competing. Our kids are tough. And it's been fun to watch. There's been some days the offense has just totally whipped the defense, and there's been days where the defense has totally whipped the offense. And so it's been good to see that competitive fire and see one side of the ball do well, and then the other side kind of, you know, strap it up, refocus, watch some film, and come back the next day and make some of those adjustments on the mistakes they made the day before. Now,
you've had 2 deep playoff runs the last 2 years. Do you want to keep playing Liberty Hill? Because
a little favor there, you know, since we're moving up to 5A D1, we won't have to play those guys. Man, if playing them meant that we're in the state semifinals every year, yeah, we would love to play them. But yeah, man, what a great team, what a great program. Coach Walker's done an amazing job there, and you can just, I remember watching them later when we went and watched them play Sherryland Pioneer in the state semis, and you just watch them warm up, and you can tell there's just total buy-in to their program just by the way that they conduct themselves during warm-ups. You know, it's pretty fun to watch those guys. It's not very fun to play against, but it is fun to watch them.
All right. So one last question before I let you go, Coach. Maybe the hardest one. Tell me something about yourself that most people don't know.
Man, I would say, um, I think a lot of people don't know, my father was an immigrant to this country. He was born in Asunción, Paraguay, came over and was a naturalized citizen. And so that's something I take a lot of pride in. Just my father and the culture and everything about that.
All right. Well, Coach, thanks for your time today and best of luck with the coming season.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.